apple on pizza. I'm not a big fan of it.
All right, we're ready.
All right, let's do it. Am I sharing screen yet? All right.
Yes, you're sharing the Discord.
All right. So let's start with the yes. See if anything changed. We'll flip it 30 minutes. So these played out. So let's see. There's a cluster there that stays. So yesterday's POC, you guys see how we kept coming back for the rejection to that POC? Look at that. Almost perfectly here. That's nice. Here, so we broke that. Okay, so tomorrow's POC, we're in a P-shaped profile. That was a pretty powerful push from 3,700, 60 points. Did anyone catch any of this today? The Momo caught all of it. I guess you guys are asleep.
I mean, I caught SPX, yeah.
Do you guys know about linear regression? Does anyone know about it? Just quick question, yes, no. Have you guys ever used that?
No.
I have.
Linear regression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used it, Shorty.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff sometimes to check, especially if you're like, let's say on the monthly. It's telling you when the linear regression that we're still in a strong up channel.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you go like on a weekly, you see what happened. We kind of got out of it. And you can actually adjust this linear regression to, well, let's see. You will have to add it multiple times, and you can do this. This is what I used to do to find it. To find if something was really, really beat up or not. And then, you can do 4, and then do 3 here. And now you know where we are in terms of linear regressions, right? So it tells you when you're oversold or overbought. So if you look at Apple is a perfect bouncer off of these levels. So you see here, it hits that, bounces. Just something I take a look at, but I'm not sure, has it really been running or not? Usually does not like to go above the standard deviations. Oh, I'm sorry, well, yeah, standard deviations here. So it's a pretty cool little tool. I've always used it, so just FYI, in case somebody wants to add that for their study. All right, so with that being said, let me go back, finish this. So we're in a channel here, nice 4-hour channel still. I don't expect us, man, if we break this channel, that means we're going back to about 3,900. So that being said, let's take a look at 65 minutes real quick. So the only way we take this long at first would be to, 3770. That you go above that. Safer bet would be that POC that we had here. So call it 3780. That you take it over this, which is about 20 points, but we might kind of consolidate. And tomorrow is going to be really, really tough, guys. You do not want to be, chasing tomorrow. You don't want to go heavy contracts in the morning or the afternoon. Let it settle, right, and then go from there. Because I think there's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow, more so than ever. you guys are hearing about 150 basis points. There's conversations about 75. Some people are saying even less. So, yeah, just don't go full positions tomorrow. At least not until we settle the dust. So 37.80, and then you can short the retest of 37.40 here. If it breaks down, there's a strong chance that you would go here, 3700, which would be your first PT here. So let's see. I'm going to type that PT number 1. Okay, you don't have to. So that's what we would do. We would short right here on a retest. Yes, and then that'd be your level here. So this level here is fairly strong. You guys see why?
I mean, I do. There's
Yeah.
what time on the next day, there's like a major rejection there.
That's today.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, so,
Yep.
but you're drawing it from the day before. So today, you had a major rejection at that level.
Yep. And then, so tomorrow there's a high chance if we break 38.80 that you're going to go to this level. And it might be like almost like split second that you get there, So if you look at VPVR here, you see this little break after this. There really doesn't have a lot. It's about 3,900 based on, how many days we got here. Let's see. So even better here. Right, so if we break this 30, let's say over 3807, we really open the gates for a 100-point move.
That's beautiful.
And there's a strong possibility here. Well, we'll clean up the levels on the top side. I don't know what all these are fibs, I believe. Yeah, there we go, a little cleaner. Okay, so we would have that level. We would have this level right here, 40.89. So yeah, I mean, you guys see how there's a skinny belly here, skinny belly here, skinny belly all the way to about 4,100. There's skinny belly. If there's any good news, we're gonna rally all the way to 4,100, guys. We're gonna have a nice little rally and my pop. That's why. Any questions on ES before we switch?
So this isn't a question, so you can switch. But crazy, when I did my class today on VPOCs and POCs, I drew a POC or a VPOC from like 2020 that was hit to a T today, like literally to a penny.
That's crazy. To me, that's just amazing.
Yeah, it was Q's. It was like, I'm not joking. It was to a penny, Shorty. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, so let's see. I mean, we got a nice full channel here. Not many touches, in terms of down channel here. But we got the 50% that's been rejecting here. So our previous month low is right here, 11,491. So since we dipped below it, this kind of your big level of rejection waiting, right? And it has that channel there. So if we are able to break, let's say 11,567, then we really open up the gates here. Let me see, where's this POC? So we really open up the gates there. You guys see the POC here. So you break this, you're kind of going to the next one, which would be 11.8-ish. And then if we break below this, yeah, so there's this, you guys see this skinny belly here? This becomes nice. This becomes also nice here, all the way up here. And then so on. But this is, you guys see how they created this shelf here? That was your consolidation. So basically they're shorting all the way from here. So I don't know if they shorted here, just think psychologically, right? If they shorted at 12.4 and took them from May 27th till June 9th, do you think they shorted it for 1,000 points drop? Or they want more? That's the question. I personally don't think they would have consolidated for that long, only to get 1,000 points drop. But let's see. Yeah, so we still got the 10,944 to revisit. That's the demand that's left. Checking the POCs for today, yesterday. Oh yeah. This is our shorting level here. Does everybody understand why? Especially this one here. You guys see this is literally the range now for NQ. So 11.3 to 12.6. It's a pretty big range, guys. There's a high chance that we're going to revisit this fairly shortly here. I'm just going to delete some of these. That one's pretty strong. We were short right below this. That's our today's POC, and this seems to be kind of like a double X POC here. You guys see it? So there's a double bottom here. You guys look. You guys see the double bottom right here, here? So where's your neckline? Right here. It would be your neckline. But I would honestly not get in, considering 30-minute wicks here really becomes the 11, you know, if you're going to go, if you want to go above the previous month low, you can, but just know you should probably get out here. It's about 40 points. So I would prefer, if you're going to go long, 11.567 is broken. I mean, that's only about 140 points away. So I would definitely play that. I would not play it any other way, long. Nice down channel. So this would be ideal here. If we go to 10.9 and then switch to calls and short below the flag or whatever we can find there. Yeah, there's a nice little flag here. We can short it. The cleanest top line. I don't like it. Breaks too many rules.
Hey, Shorty.
Mm-hmm. You're going out a little bit.
The long wick you have there, is that an algo?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I mean, usually you triggered something and it came in right at 3 o'clock. Usually that's when algos get turned on. So algos are usually on at 3 o'clock. And I say that typically, doesn't mean they do it all the time. So yeah, they usually trigger. I mean, we are not able to break this level pretty much the whole day. We came low here, or the day before, I'm sorry, and then here, below the higher low, and then it dipped, set up a trap here, and then it went higher. And then, the only way you should short this is if you take it below 11,361, or here a little bit riskier. But I'll probably wait for maybe this level right here to break. So 11,387. That's what I would wait.
Good question on VPOCs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a VPOC that shoots a gap, right? There's a gap in the play. Then you have a VPOC that's shooting through that gap. Does that add any weight to that particular VPOC as opposed to other ones, or like dual and triple VPOC still carry the better weight?
Well, VPOC is like 5-10 times stronger than a regular POC. So if there's a VPOC, it's going to attract the price. It's going to be a little bit of like a magnet to get there. So, and if you have, 5-6x POC, that's just a strong supply zone or demand zone, right? Depending on where it's at. So VPOX as a single compared to POC is 5 times stronger. But if you add now multiple POCs, then it changes the game, because those are, as you've probably seen so far, they're pretty powerful in terms of attracting imbalance and rejection. You saw that today on Tesla as well. But usually when there's a gap, and we saw that on SPY, and I don't want to switch too much, but SPY had this, right? We had this, 1, 2, 3, it had 4 VPOCs in a row. And when we did the watch list Sunday, I told you guys that this was going to happen fairly quick, the drop all the way back down. I don't know if you guys recall it, but I said it's going to happen really, really fast, because this was just a short squeeze off a lowercase b, and then a P here confirmed it that they're going to squeeze it and send it higher. But then they brought it much quicker down than they did up, right? So, but good question. VPOCs, to me, are the easiest place to play. And today, Tesla bounced off of it like 3 times, probably for 20-30% each time.
Nice. Appreciate that.
So, yep. So we got this. I mean, really, if you want Qs to, do anything, they need to go over 282. If you want to go above 278.12, then just play the next level, where it's a 280.21, just rounded 280. But this is what the bulls want. They want to reclaim this level here. They really, really need to reclaim that level, because that was major. That was previous low. We need to reclaim that and then go higher. Otherwise, we're just going to continue down. And then if you look at, potential next targets, I believe he said 267 and 240s. 260, yeah. So there goes 267, 260, and 246. So any questions on Qs? But tomorrow, just be careful, guys. You can literally lose your account tomorrow. So, we want it over 282, and you can short it below today's low. Once it breaks this value area low, that means, the people are no longer finding value in it. So it's probably not a bad short. And there's this little cluster here. You guys see it? That's from this profile the day before. And then our POC is pretty strong here. So if you guys look, let me zoom in. What kind of POC is this?
D?
That's correct. That's a D-shaped profile. Not the best D, but very close. It looks like a D, correct? It could have been almost triggering double distribution day, but it did not. So, and what's the rule of D shape? Do you guys know? How do you find if there's potential, is it going to continue tomorrow down or not? All right. Did you guys go through the PowerPoint?
Yeah, you look at the volume profile, and if it
Okay.
like ends sharply, then no.
That's okay. There's one more rule that I'm looking for. Anyone? When there's a D-shaped volume profile, you should use fibs. And there's a certain fib you're looking for to see where the price closed. What's that fib? Anyone?
50%.
Yeah, it's the 50% fib, guys. I mean, one guy answering, that's it's not good. Yeah. So yeah. So if you go here and you draw at the bottom of the and the 50s right here. So we close the day. Look where we closed the day here. Right below, well, we opened right below, and look what happened. We hit that 50% pretty much to a T, and then rejected it, and then we did continue down. We made a new low compared to the previous low of the day, right, which was here. So we broke that, and then we continued down. So it worked. The rule was intact, and it was valid. So if you just followed a simple rule, you would have shorted the low of the day here from the previous day, which also rebounced like numerous times. So here, look. Once you broke this at what, 305, could have taken that from 274 to 273, a dollar move. Probably good enough to make some money on it. Now, let me just make sure we're good for tomorrow. So you can play this range. I'm really not looking to play Qs until 282 is broken. That will tell me they mean business and they want to go, and I'll short it below 273.35. Probably go to 270 first, and then it will have 267, 260s, and then 246, and then 250s in between there as well. So, and then SPY. Let's see. Okay, so bulls have not been able to defend this level 378. Man, so we really need to reclaim the 382.91 level here, which is this PFSC here. So that's your truly go long level, and there's potential if we get the first pump after FMOC that you would get this right here. They would go up here, and then you pay attention to volume and the candle size, and then you kind of go and revisit the level you need to be going to so we can be in the money in our puts. So any questions on this? Honestly, fairly easy. What, latest tomorrow? Read some of these levels. Because we have epochs now everywhere. I would not be shocked tomorrow that we run, guys, up. Would not be shocked at all. Yeah, I would expect a dump. I mean, it depends how the news come out, right? Are they kind of like hawkish, or what are they trying to say? They have to be really careful how they pick their words tomorrow. I would not want to be any of those speakers for the Fed tomorrow. So.
I'd be pretty stoked if they said something stupid and SPY went to like 340-ish.
Are you still in my 350 puts?
No, but I want to my 401k I want to buy back into stocks. I'm in bonds right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still have 15 left for SPY.
That's awesome.
So we'll watch this guy tomorrow. Yep, so we got a nice little trend line. I mean, you can play the break of this falling wedge and see, how we respond to it, but just know you have a POC here. Was that POC or VPOC? Yeah, POC. So we have a nice fly here based off candles, right? Like right there at the POC. So I would not be surprised there's a scenario where we break this, and then you can go long all the way to 382, or we come here and reject and then kind of go below. So two scenarios, right? You go here or come to this. It just depends on the momentum that we get. And then down or whatever that might be. So I would go long if risky over 377 or play the breakout of this falling wedge because you can catch 30% on this. Wait for it all day if you have to, and you can catch 30% on this. And I would say this looks almost like a B shape too. And we closed right there on it. Yep, so that'd be a good entry. The break of 374.27 would be great for going long. Right here. And then you could potentially just, I was shorted probably here instead of the yesterday POC now that I look at it. Probably be the low of the day from the previous day here, 370.281. Okay, any questions on this? All right, let's look at BA. Oof, what happened to BA? Whoa.
I don't know, but I got an alert that they moved almost 10% today.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice run. Wow, from 112. Okay, so we have a gap. This was a 2x PSC now. This is a really, really difficult stock to trade. I mean, over the gap has some room. If anyone knows the news, if there's any news. Okay, so me personally, I didn't see a lot of good news. But what does this look like to you guys that it's forming?
Bear pennant.
Okay, look bigger picture.
Head and shoulders.
Shoulders.
Yeah, you have head and shoulders. What else?
inverted cup and handle.
You have an inverted cup and handle as well. Yep. So you have 3 bullish setups, right, that are going in, and then here. So this is probably not a bad spot to potentially look at shorts or the 50%. So, and you would buy some time on these. You know, it would be a good setup because I just don't see the good news. I guess maybe I'm misreading something, but yeah. And maybe just because they're continuing 787. Okay, Delta CEO saying airline trying to reach deal with Boeing. Okay. So that might be it. But usually that's followed by bad news. So let's see. Definitely watch this. We'll keep an eye on it. Apple. This one's fairly simple. Right? If you look at 30 minutes, Jaden here. So what does it look like to you?
It looked like an upside down cup and handle.
It does. It looks like a little bit shifted cup and handle. So if you go from here to here, right? Let me go maybe 65 minutes. Remove some stuff. Get my little arch thing. Yep. So you guys know how to measure these? Anyone?
No.
No, Shorty.
Whatever the deep of the cup.
Measure the top to the bottom here. You can find also the middle, like this level here. You can find that. So that would be a 12% drop from the entry of the handle, which handle looks pretty good. So if that breaks, then you can almost take similar data point. So let's say from here, what do we say, 12, 12, 6. Close enough for me. And let's just mark this. No, we'll do horizontal just so because I don't know where. All right, let's see this. Look at like weekly. Well, wouldn't that make sense? To come back to a key level, do you struggle to get over it for some time, and then you came very close to retest? Yeah, that's definitely possible here. Bigger picture, right? And then, man, that's a nasty 3-month candles on it. Guys, see what we're rejecting now from the bottom? That 61.8 right on the dot. Yeah, I mean, and you have a little, on the smaller time frames, if you go like, let's say 45 minutes, you have a really nice bear flag here forming. So this would be your bear flag here that's forming there. Yeah, so I would definitely short it probably right here below 131, and then find the next levels below. You can use, and I think we have identified them already. Yep. So let's see. So you would have 130.91, 129, 127. 30, and then you have a little bit of, then it opens up really. So this is your supply. Next one. Let's see what the VPDR says. Ooh. You guys see this pre-COVID level?
Yeah.
So pretty much once you break 115, you pretty much go 80. And I mean, I guarantee there'll be a lot of buyers at this level in Apple at $80. So that's the levels, but this is a nasty setup here. I mean, just look at the daily here. This is. And if you want to go long, I'd probably go long over 134.07. I mean, even if you take the high of the day, it's 133.86. So it really needs to reclaim that 134.07.
Shorty, when you finish with that, you said on SPY go long at 374. What 374 40 something.
So on SPY, we had 374.27, which is your 50% fib. And then you want to make sure you get out or scale out at this level. Unless we break it, retest, then you can kind of get back in and go towards 380 and then 382.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then if Apple breaks this to the upside, right? So if it breaks 134, you have 135, and then the VPOC at 138. And then it has another VPOC right here. I guess I had Apple charted a lot. Probably just better off doing this. And you have a gap here. So there's a high potential for rejection here. If the market's weak, we will push up all the way to about 133.52, which is your previous day POC. Depending on how the FMOC goes, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what they want to do. This would be the most probable if the bearish news continue, that they push it up a little bit, $1.30 or so here, and then dump. And then we would identify the levels below that, or you could use your fibs to get out of a play. So if you use your fibs, just grab the top here, grab the bottom, and get out at 130 and 129. That would be your levels. Okay. What else you guys got?
Let's take another look at Tesla.
I was waiting for you.
Oh yeah.
That sounded like a sexual, oh yeah, towards Tesla or. So Amazon here, you can, watch the break of 103.98 to go to 106. So this would be a go long. This level here is super important, and we closed below it. So there's a high chance, we had the 101 level here, and then you have the Psych 100 level as well. So let me just quickly check here. We'll go on 3 days. I like 3-day VPVR, just so you guys know. That's my favorite to look at. So we have that. Then you have the 98, 99, 101. Okay, so that'd be the levels for this guy.
That kind of looks like a cup and handle upside down too.
The whole market does. There's another 12% drop across the market if it plays out. Literally 12% more. So for SPY, let's say SPX for a moment. I have so many levels here.
No.
SPX. So if you're to do 12% from the bottom here, you're looking at 3262. And if you look at your clouds, look at the monthly or quarterly cloud, it would line up with the bottom of it. So I think it's quarterly mid that is right there. Okay. Let's look at Tesla. Yeah. So what do you notice between these two volume profiles here? Anyone?
They almost look inverted.
Well, the second one's a P.
Second one's P. When the P shows up on the bottom, what do you get?
Well, that's a change of direction, isn't it?
Or
Shorts covering.
shorts covering. So if you're able to break 670, this is going to go to 700. Right. So our short entry last time was right here at 698. So we will most likely revisit the POC or VPOC that's right there. Here we go. Come back here. And yeah, this level is right there next to it. So, I mean, and if we break this supply here is going to be dangerous for it. So this is, Dr. D, if you think about it, right? 1, 2, 3, I would count this one, 4, 5, 6 days of POCs in here. So if I just show you VPVR, look at that. That's why the POC, the cumulative POC is right in that range where we kind of have it, right? Where we have that level. The 712 is super important. But if we break the 770, if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, if you want to slightly above, well, I would say 670.41. If that breaks, then there's a high chance that you're going to go all the way here to 686. And the value area low is 685 here, so that's probably not a bad target to have. So that's about $13 run on Tesla. If you get it, that would be great.
Shorty, what's the red and your SVP? Why are some of them different?
Hold on, which one?
Your session volume profile.
This one
for
here?
each day.
It's just the way I highlight it, right? So I'm highlighting 68% of the data. So 68% of the data is green and yellow, or blue and yellow, whatever that color is. This just tells me that this is where value area high is. This is where value area low is. That means the majority and the rest of this is the second standard deviation.
How did you make it so that it changes color outside of the value area to red?
So if I remember correctly, so here, let me see, where is it? What did I do just now? Let me see. Copy these settings and see. I played with it till I got it on this.
I've got that page.
Print style.
What about this?
I think it's your down volume, maybe part of it.
Yeah, so check these. For me, the value area up and down are different colors, and then this here, I guess I would copy these settings and see if they work. I can paste the settings in.
Yeah, no, that worked. The down volume. Thanks.
And I will still short this below 650 here. This worked today a few times. Or a day before, but I don't know when we did it. 650, no, it was today. When it bounced off of 635. Yeah. POC. And we closed below this on a P shape. So, I mean, this is setting up for a short squeeze. So if you guys look here, I want to show you something, right? Do you guys see any similarities between this right here, these two profiles? Okay, pay attention. And these two profiles. Anyone? It's exactly the same, guys. Volume area low on this one, or volume area high is lower than the other one. Same here. Lower POC is also higher. This one went on the bottom, lost the POC, reclaimed the POC, went above the POC, closed here, and this one closed above, this one closed below the POC on this day here. Then, if we were to gap down, and I don't think futures are down, if we were to gap down and create this POC, and then you reclaim this one here, that'll be your go long level. Literally go in and swing, we're going to get a short squeeze. Yeah, we're a little bit up on futures. Doesn't mean much, but yeah. And if you guys think about it, if you go long on 670, just know what is this here. Like this is your highs of the day right here. You know, if you think about it, the 680. If you guys look right here, pretty much hasn't been able to break that 680 here. So if you go 670, 680 should be your first exit. Then you have 683, which is previous day low 3 days ago. Here, so you should kind of watch that. And then for a short, they gave us a nice little trend here on the line. So, you know, you could short it here, 60, make sure you get out of 650, you have to be fairly quick. Or if it breaks this, then, you know, it looks like bears will be in control, and then you could probably retest at 633 and so on below it.
Shorty, why wouldn't you just short a failed breakout on the 680?
Yeah, you could. I mean, that's the best risk reward. But tomorrow, you have to be careful taking puts. You have to like add almost like a 4 confluence points, because if you look at, you know, any stock right now, so here we gapped down and then we did not get any follow through on the downside from the day before. So it seems like the bulls are trying to control this here, and if they're able to kind of break the high of the day here, 680, which if we go above it, there's a high chance the bulls are taking over and the market digested the news in a positive way. If we're coming up here and we see the weaknesses, you know, showing, you know, candles are smaller, the volume is not agreeing, oh yeah, definitely say short it here. But they set up a nice trap here, like a really, really nice trap. Okay. Anything else? All right, guys. Well, thank you. We'll catch it tomorrow. Be a little bit patient. So if you can't hold your happy finger on pulling the trigger on trades, and just don't get in on your Thinkorswim or whatever your trading platform is until, I believe the FMOC is at 2, so till 2:30 or so, don't even look at the computer then with the intention of trading. Just stay away, because it might be really, really volatile and you might catch a wrong side real quick. Even though if your analysis were right, you just might catch it.
Thank you, Shorty.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Shorty.
All right, thanks, Shorty.
All right, bye-bye.